My husband took a DNA test for fun, now he won't speak to our son. He bought the kit for fun. Laughed when he mailed it. Asterisk, it all started with a box. A stupid colorful box with a swab inside. Let's do it. Ian grinned, waving the DNA kit in my face. It'll be fun. Maybe I'm part Viking, I laughed. More like part trouble. He ruffled our son's hair. Zaid giggled. Can I spit too? Ian chuckled. Maybe when you're older, champ. It was harmless. Just a joke. A trend. We didn't expect anything from it. Ian sent the test and forgot about it. For weeks, nothing. Until one Tuesday morning, he opened his email. And his face changed. He stared at the screen, pale, frozen. I was folding laundry, noticing his silence. You okay? I asked. No answer. Ian. He looked up slowly, like he didn't recognize me. Then said 5 words, words that cracked our life open. Zoya, Zaid's not my son. I dropped the shirt in my hands, laughed nervously. What are you talking about? He turned the laptop. There it was. His test. And beside it, your biological child, 0% match. I stared at the screen, blinking. This has to be a mistake. He didn't speak. Just stood, walked to the bathroom, locked the door. Zaid came running in. Baba, look, I drew you a rocket. I forced a smile. That's amazing, sweetheart. But inside, I was unraveling. Hours passed. Ian didn't speak to me. Didn't look at Zaid. He left the house without saying goodbye. That night, he didn't come home. I paced, called, texted. Please talk to me. This is a mistake. Come home. No reply. The next morning, he walked in, eyes red, voice cold. I need answers. I sat down. I don't know what's going on. You're his father. Not biologically, he snapped. Clearly. Not. My voice shook. There's no one else. There's never been anyone else. He pulled out his phone. I already ordered another test for Zaid, I gasped. You're testing our son? Without telling me? He deserves the truth. And what if this is just a lab mistake? Then we'll know for sure. 2 weeks. That's how long we waited. 2 weeks of cold dinners. Silent car rides. Zaid asking, why won't Baba talk to me? I made excuses. He's tired. Work is hard. He's just quiet right now. But the truth was loud, screaming inside me. Then, the second test came. Same result. 0% match. Zayd our son was not biologically Ian's. He packed a bag. Refused to speak, left. I broke. Collapsed on the bedroom floor. How could this be? I had never been unfaithful, not once. I called the testing company. Demanded an investigation. Told them the results were wrong. They checked, rechecked. Ma'am, the samples match your husband and your son's records. There is no lab error. I sank. Like the floor swallowed me. I stared at my wedding photo. Ian holding baby Zaid. Joy, love, trust. And now silence. He refused to take my calls. Blocked me, blocked Zaid. Zaid cried at night, asking for his father. And all I could do was lie on the bathroom floor and sob. I tried talking to his mother. She was blunt. If the boy's not his, you should have told him. I didn't know, I whispered. She didn't believe me. Friends stopped calling. Whispers followed me at work. Did she cheat? Whose kid is it? I didn't know anymore. So I went to the hospital. To the OB who delivered Zayd. Dr. Yasmin blinked when I asked for a paternity review. That's very rare. I just need clarity, I said. My husband isn't the father, and I swear, I never cheated. She pulled my file, checked again, then looked up slowly. Zoya, you delivered on the same night as another woman. I nodded. Yes, it was busy. They even lost my pain meds for a while. Her face turned pale. There was a temporary nursery switch. My stomach dropped. What? They moved newborns. Because of a flooding pipe, it was chaos. There's a small chance Zaid was switched. My head spun. No, that's not possible. I'm not saying it happened, but we need to investigate. Suddenly, everything felt unreal. My son, my husband. 10 years of life, now in question. I went home and stared at Zaid, his little face. His tiny freckle under his eye. He was mine. He was mine, but was he Ian's? Was he even biologically mine? The hospital started an internal review. Ordered DNA testing for babies born that night. That it would take weeks. I finally sent Ian an email. Poured out my heart. I didn't lie to you. I didn't cheat. Please, something went wrong at the hospital. I'm doing everything I can. Zaid needs you. No reply, but the email was marked read. That night, Zaid crawled into my bed. "Mom, did I do something bad?" I held him tight. "No, baby, you did nothing wrong." "Then why won't Baba hug me anymore?" I cried silently. Pressed my lips to his hair. "I don't know, but we're gonna fix this." 2 weeks passed. Then the hospital called. Double quotes, "Mrs. Zoya, we've identified another family whose child matches your DNA." I froze at another boy. Same birth date. Same hospital. He was mine, biologically. Zaid, the boy I raised, was biologically someone else's. I screamed, shook, fell to my knees. Then I wept, because what was I supposed to do? Hand him back, trade him in, undo 10 years of love? He called me Mom. I taught him to walk, to read, to be. Blood didn't matter, he was mine, forever. I called Ayan, left the voicemail. Told him everything. Then waited. 3 days later, he rang the doorbell. I opened it. He looked tired, broken, older. I listened to the message. He said, "I didn't cheat," I whispered. He nodded slowly. "I know." He knelt down and looked into Zaid's eyes. "The same boy he raised from diapers to soccer games." Zaid whispered, "Baba?" Ayan hugged him, tight, long, and cried, "I'm sorry, champ, I was scared." I stood there, tears streaming down. Because finally, my family wasn't perfect, but it was together. It started with a call. Double quotes, "Mrs. Zoya, the other family has agreed to meet with you." I hung up the phone and stared at the wall. Another family, another boy. My actual biological son. I turned to Ayan. "They want to meet?" His face was unreadable, but his voice was low. "Okay, we'll go." We drove to a counseling center, neutral ground. A place where emotions could be contained. I held Zaid's hand. He had no idea what we were walking into, and how could I explain? "Hey sweetheart, you might have a twin life out there." We were led to a quiet room. 2 couches, a table, a box of tissues. And then they walked in. The mother's name was Nadia, father, Faraz. Their son Ali stood behind them, 10 years old. Shy eyes, same skin tone, same curly lashes. My heart pounded. Because I saw it, the resemblance, my cheekbones. Ayan's eyes, he was ours. By blood. But not by bond. Not like Zaid. Zaid sat beside me, looking confused. "Why are we here, Mama?" I squeezed his hand. "I'll explain soon, okay baby?" Nadia spoke first. I don't even know where to start." Her voice trembled. She looked exhausted. Faraz added quietly, "We were shocked too." I nodded. "We had no idea," I whispered. "I didn't even believe it at first. I still don't know how to process it." Ali looked at Zaid. Zaid looked back. 2 strangers with matching DNA. They tilted their heads. At the same time. My breath caught. The counselor cleared her throat. "There's no easy way to move forward from this, but the first step is honesty." We spent the next hour sharing stories, birthdays, baby photos. First words, favorite foods. Ali liked football. Zaid liked space. Ali loved spicy food. Zaid hated it. But both had the same habit of twisting their fingers when nervous. I noticed it. Ayan noticed it too. When the meeting ended, the counselor offered a suggestion: let the boys meet again. In a park, casual, no pressure, just a start. We agreed, but my heart was in 1,000 pieces. That night, Ayan held me close. "First time in weeks, I don't know what to feel," he said. "Me neither. I love Zaid, but there's a part of me that wants to know Ali too." I nodded. "Me too." And so we began a quiet, complicated new routine. Sundays at the park. Ali and Zaid. 2 boys who didn't understand why their parents looked so nervous. At first, it was awkward. But then, they bonded. Over soccer, cartoons, Lego. Ali was fast. Zaid was smart. Together, they clicked. One day, Zaid asked, "Why do we keep meeting them?" I looked him in the eye. Took a breath. "Because there's something special that connects you and Ali." He blinked. "What do you mean?" Ayan stepped in. "Remember how you were born in the hospital with many babies?" Zaid nodded. "Well, something got mixed up, and we just found out that Ali was supposed to be our son, and you were supposed to be theirs." Zaid stared at Lucido. "That can't be right." I hugged him. "It doesn't change anything. We raised you. You're our son, forever." His voice cracked. "But I don't want to switch. You never have to." The next week, Nadia told me Ali had nightmares. He asked, "Am I still yours? What if they take me?" My heart broke. None of this was fair to the boys. They didn't ask for biology to rearrange their lives. One night, Zaid crawled into our bed. He looked scared. "What's wrong, baby?" I asked. "Are you gonna love him more than me now?" My chest ached. I pulled him close. "There's no such thing as replacing you. You are my heart, my soul, my everything." We had more meetings. More tears, more confusion. Lawyers got involved. Just for paperwork. But it made everything feel colder. They suggested shared custody options. None of it felt right. None of it felt human. These weren't custody battles. They were lives, children. Eventually, we came to a fragile plan. No switching homes. No ripping lives. But slow integration. Ali could visit us sometimes. Zaid could visit them. We'd celebrate birthdays together. It wasn't perfect. But it was love-led. Still, not everyone understood that. My own brother called me. "What are you doing? Why open old wounds? Just raise the one you have," I snapped. "They're both mine." Because that's the truth. Ali was mine by blood. Zaid was mine by soul. In my heart was big enough for both. Ayan struggled. Some nights he stared at photos of Ali, trying to catch glimpses of himself. Other nights, he read to Zaid like nothing changed, but something had. And we were learning to live with it. Months passed. The boys got closer. They even called each other brother. Sometimes Zaid called Ali his science twin. Because we were swapped like atoms. He didn't even know how right he was. One day, Faraz came to me privately. "I don't know how to thank you," he said. "You could have kept this quiet. Never told us. But you gave us truth." I smiled softly. "You deserved it. Ali deserved it." He paused. "Would you want to be his godparents?" I froze. "What? You raised your son with so much love. Even when he wasn't yours." "We'd be honored if you stood by him for life," I cried. Said yes. Called Ayan. He cried too. Because even in pain, there was grace. That night Zaid wrote a card to Ali. It said, "You're my brother forever. Not by birth, but by fate." Then I realized, this was our story now. Unconventional, unexpected, but full of truth. It happened on a rainy Thursday morning. I was running late. Zaid had forgotten his backpack. Ali had stayed the night. We were rushing. Then the phone rang. I answered, breathless. "Hello?" It was Nadia, screaming, crying, barely breathing. "Faraz is gone." What do you mean gone?" He collapsed. "Heart attack. They tried. They couldn't save him." I froze. The world blurred. Her words echoed, loud, broken, final. Faraz, Ali's father. The man who trusted us, welcomed us, made us godparents. Gone. I sat down on the kitchen floor. Ali was eating cereal, laughing at cartoons, clueless that his entire world had just shifted. I turned to Ayan, told him. He closed his eyes. Then stood, and walked straight to Ali. He knelt. "Ali, can we talk for a second?" Ali paused his spoon. "Okay." They went into the study. 10 minutes passed. Then 20. I waited, praying, shaking. Then Ali came out. Eyes red, holding a drawing of him and his dad. He looked at me. "Can I stay here for a little while?" I hugged him, tight. "You can stay as long as you need." The next day we attended the funeral. Nadia looked hollow, empty, like a part of her had vanished. Ali stood beside her, staring at the casket. Zayd held his hand, silently. 2 boys, both connected to me, to Anne, to each other, now bound even tighter by grief. After the burial, Nadia pulled me aside. Her voice shook. "I can't do this alone." I gripped her hands. "You're not alone." She cried into my shoulder. Then whispered, Would you take him, just for a little while? I need to figure things out." That night Ali moved in. 2 toothbrushes, 2 backpacks, 2 favorite cereals. Zaid was thrilled. My brothers. Staying forever. Ali smiled weakly. I didn't correct him. The first few days were quiet. Ali barely spoke. He ate in silence. Slept clutching Faraz's old shirt. One night I sat beside him. "Want to talk?" He shook his head. Then whispered, "Will he forget me?" My heart cracked. "Who?" I asked. "My dad." "No, sweetheart. He never will. And we won't let his memory disappear either." We started new routines. Mondays, football practice. Fridays, movie night. Sundays, letters to Faraz. We wrote them, folded them, put them in a jar. Grief doesn't leave. But we made space for it. Then came the paperwork. Custody arrangements. Legal guardianship. Nadia's breakdown was deeper than she admitted. She wasn't coping, couldn't eat, Missed appointments. Missed Ailey's school meetings. Social services got involved, and suddenly, they asked us if we'd consider full guardianship. OYAN, and I stared at each other, shocked, terrified. We're not his real parents, I said. Then paused. Or maybe we are, in some way. Zaid was listening from the hallway. He stepped in. If he's staying forever, can we make it official? Ayan smiled sadly. Would you be okay with that? Zaid nodded. He's already my brother. We called Nadia. Asked to meet. She arrived looking tired, thin, lost. We sat on a park bench. Ali played nearby with Zaid. Nadia stared at them, then sighed. He looks happy with you. He loves you, I said softly. She nodded. But I can't be what he needs right now. I'm drowning. Zoya. She reached into her purse. Pulled out signed papers. Custody transfer. I trust you. You've loved him like your own. From day one, I hugged her. We cried together, because this wasn't victory. This wasn't loss. It was complicated, but it was love. Ayan and I took the papers, filed them, became legal guardians. Ali was now ours. In every way that mattered. We planned a small ceremony. To celebrate the new chapter, Zaid stood on the table and declared, we're not just brothers. We're space twins from different galaxies. Everyone laughed, including Ali. Real laughter. His first in weeks, but that night, he came to my room. Eyes wet. Can I still call him Baba? He meant Faraz. I nodded. Always, no one replaces love. We just add more of it. He hugged me, tighter than ever, and whispered, I'm glad you're my mama now. I kissed his forehead. You've always been in my heart. Weeks turned into months. We adjusted. We stumbled. We laughed. We cried. Parenting two boys connected by accident wasn't easy, but it was beautiful. Zaid and Ali fought over games, argued about bedtime, teamed up to prank a YN. They were brothers in every way. One night as we tucked them in, Zaid asked, would things have been better if we never found out? Ayan sat beside him. Double quotes no, because knowing the truth led us love even deeper. Zaid smiled. Okay, but I still get the top bunk. Ali giggled. Only if you stop farting up there. I laughed so hard I cried. In a life full of twists, we found our peace in the most chaotic place. Our home, our truth, our family. And every year, on the anniversary of the DNA test that started it all, we eat cake, light a candle, and call it Family Day. Because sometimes the messiest beginnings create the most beautiful stories. 10 years flew by. Faster than I could have imagined. Ali was 17 now, tall, smart, quiet, a mirror of Ayan's focus. Zaid was 16, witty, talkative, creative, my emotional twin. They weren't just brothers. They were best friends. We raised them like equals, same rules, same love, same expectations. But deep inside, I always worried. What if the truth came back at the wrong time, in the wrong way? We told them the story when they were young, in small words. Simple truths. You were switched. But now we're family. They accepted it. At the time, but teens are different. Teens ask harder questions, and the internet never sleeps. It was a Wednesday night, rain outside. Dinner on the stove. I heard yelling upstairs. Zaid's voice. Then Ali's, then a door slammed. I ran up. Zayd was in his room. Fuming, eyes red, hands shaking. Zaid, what happened? He glared at me. You lied to me. My heart stopped. What do you mean? He shoved his phone at me. An old news article. Hospital faces lawsuit over baby switch. Two families unknowingly raise each other's biological sons. My photo. Ayan's, Nadia's, Ali, Zaid, exposed. I had to find out through Google. Is that how much you respect me? Tears rushed down my face. No, Zaid, I swear we told you. You were just younger. He shouted, I don't remember. And now the whole world knows. My friends sent me this. They asked if I was the wrong kid. My body collapsed onto the floor. I felt like a failure. Like I betrayed the one thing I promised never to break. Trust. Zayd stormed out. Ali chased after him, but Zaid pushed past him. I need air. He left. In the rain. Without a coat. Awaya Ann found me sobbing on the stairs. He hates me. He doesn't. Ayan whispered. He's just hurt. And scared. Ali walked in slowly, quiet. He's at Ryan's house, he said. Safe, but he doesn't want to come home tonight. My stomach twisted. He's never stayed away before. Ali sat beside me. I think I made it worse. I looked up. What happened? He hesitated. Then admitted. He asked me if I wished. I was never switched, and I didn't know what to say. So I stayed quiet. Silence can feel louder than any word. I unrubbed his temples. We need to fix this fast. I wiped my tears. Agreed. But how do you fix the kind of pain that only truth can cause? The next morning I sent Zaid a voice note. Sweetheart, I know this hurts. But I need you to know, you are not a mistake. You are my son, always, in every way that matters. No reply. Ali knock on his door every night. I miss you, dude. This house is too quiet without your dumb jokes. No reply. A week passed. Then Zaid came home. His face was colder. Distance in his eyes. I'm only here because Ryan's mom made me. He went straight to his room. Didn't say another word. That night Ali sat at the dinner table. No one spoke. Then he suddenly said, you know what sucks? We looked up. I feel like I stole his life. And now he hates me for it. My chest hurt. Every word was another knife. I stood. Slammed my fork down. No one stole anything. This wasn't your fault. It wasn't his fault. It was an accident. One stupid, awful accident. And we've spent years trying to turn it into something good. Ali lowered his head. I just want him back. That night Ayan said something that shook me. We need help. Therapy? I asked. No, a family retreat. Full reset. Before we lose them both. We booked a weekend cabin. No phones, no distractions. Just us. Zayd protested. Ali packed in silence. Ayan and I held hands, the whole drive. Hoping that the first night was awful. Zayd refused to eat. Ali cried alone. Ayan and I sat in silence. Then the power went out. Thunder, lightning, total blackout. Zayd panicked. I can't see. Where are the candles? Ali rushed to him, grabbed his hand. I got you. And in the dark something shifted. Zayd didn't pull away. We lit lanterns. Sat on the floor. Wrapped in blankets. And for the first time in days, Zayd spoke. He whispered. I thought I was special. But now it just feels like I was someone's mistake. I reached for him. Held his hand. You are not a mistake. You are the best thing that ever happened to me. Ayan added. You're the reason I became a father. And I'm proud of you. Zayd turned to Ali. I was scared you'd replace me. Ali replied. I was scared you'd reject me. They both laughed. Tired? Relieved. Ali smirked. You're stuck with me, bro. Zayd nodded. Fine, but I still get the front seat on the way back. We stayed up talking, crying. Healing. By morning, the storm was gone. Outside and inside. At breakfast, Zayd looked at us and asked, will you tell the story again? From the beginning. We did. Everything. The hospital, the test, the grief. The love, the journey. Zayd said quietly, then I guess I didn't lose a family, I just gained another one. Ali nudged him. Ready to tell people we're science twins again? Zayd laughed. Only if you stop wearing my hoodies. We came home different, closer. We framed a photo from that trip. All four of us smiling in the dark, holding candles. Zayd titled it. In the dark, we found each other. It was move-in day. College. Ali got into a top engineering school. Zayd chose creative writing at a university nearby. Two brothers, two paths, but they promised they'd visit often. Call every week, stay close. We loaded their bags. Took pictures. Cried, laughed, hugged too long. I couldn't stop staring at them. Men now, my boys, my life. Driving home was quiet. The house felt too big. Too still. Too empty. Ayan squeezed my hand. We did good though. I nodded. But why does it feel like my heart is in two places now? He smiled. Because it is. Weeks passed. Routine settled in. Zayd called every evening. Ali texted every other day. I missed them both so much, but I was proud. So proud. Until one message changed everything. It was a Thursday. I was folding laundry when my phone buzzed. Unknown number. Hello, I think I'm your son. I froze. Read it again. And again. My hands trembled. I showed a YIN. He read it aloud. Slowly. My name is Hassan. I'm 20. I just took a DNA test for fun. And it says you're my mother. A wave of dizziness hit me. I sat down. The room spun. Ayan stared at the wall. Silent, I whispered. This can't be real. We replied. Carefully. Can you tell us more? He sent his results. Screenshots. Photos. Proof. His DNA matched mine. and a YAAN single quotes S.99.9% that I couldn't breathe. We had done this already, we had our boys, the mix-up was behind us. Right, so who is this child? He messaged again. I was adopted. Closed adoption. I never knew anything until the test. Adopted? 20 years ago, same city, same hospital. It hit me. Like a punch, this wasn't the baby swap. This was a second one. A deeper one. Buried. Forgotten. Hidden. We had been part of 2 hospital errors. I called the DNA lab. Confirmed everything. They ran advanced diagnostics. The result. This young man is your biological child, and ions. I collapsed. Again. For the second time in my life, the ground vanished beneath me. We told. Ali and Zaid, they were stunned. Silent. Staring. Ali spoke first. Wait, you mean he's also yours? Zaid whispered, does that mean you gave birth 3 times? I nodded, tears streaming. I only held one baby. Only you, Zaid. But now, I have 3 sons. All born on the same day. The hospital launched a full investigation, old nurses. Old records. Everything reopened. And what we found made me sick. That day 10 babies were born. 2 were Zaid and Ali. The 3rd was Hassan. There had been a power outage. A name tag swap. And in the chaos, 3 babies were mislabeled. The other 2 went home to the wrong parents. 1 died as an infant. 1 was adopted out. That was Hassan. My biological firstborn. Raised by strangers. I met him in a cafe. He walked in, looking nothing like I imagine, yet something in his eyes felt like mine. He smiled nervously. Hi, I don't know what to call you. I smiled back, Zoya, or whatever feels okay for you. He sat, his voice shook. I don't want anything. No money. No drama. I just needed to know where I came from. We talked for hours, about his life, his parents, his dreams. He loved music, played guitar, studied journalism. I asked, do you want to meet the others? He paused, then nodded, if they're okay with it. I called Zaid and Ali, told them everything. Zaid was stunned. Ali cried. Ali said, so there were 3 of us, not 2. Zaid whispered, how many more are out there? I didn't know how to answer. We met at our house. Ion grilled burgers. I made lemonade. Like it was just another family dinner, but it vuyu ace n, single quotes tida. Hassan walked in, with a guitar on his back. Ali shook his hand. Zaid hugged him. They sat in a circle, 3 boys. 3 lives. 1 twisted beginning. They talked. Compared childhoods, favorites, habits, dreams. They were so different, yet shared pieces of each other. Then Hassan strummed his guitar, started singing, a song he wrote. 3 stars in the same sky, lost once, found twice. All we had were questions. Now we have each other. I cried. Ion did too, because somehow through disaster and tragedy and unimaginable luck, we had found him, our missing piece. A week later we went to court. Filed to add Hassan to our family records, not to erase his past, but to acknowledge the truth. Judge approved. Tears in her eyes. I stood in front of the mirror that night, looking at a framed photo. Ali, Zaid, Hassan. 3 sons. 3 hearts. 3 pans that all led home. But I still had one fear, Zaid. The one I raised. The one I delivered. Not by blood, but by bond. Would he feel left out now? He answered that question without me asking. He came into the kitchen, hugged me tight. I'm still your favorite, right? I laughed through my tears. You're my first heartbeat, Zaid. Nothing ever changes that. It was supposed to be a perfect weekend. All 3 boys were home. For the first time in months. Ali had exams. Zaid was writing a script. Hassan had a small gig in town, but we planned a big family dinner. Something simple. Something happy. Just us. I had just finished cooking. The house smelled like roasted chicken and cinnamon. Then the phone rang. It was Ion, his voice cold, shaky. Zoya, it's Zaid. My heart dropped. He collapsed, on campus. He's in emergency surgery. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just ran. Out the door, into the car, heart racing. Hands frozen. My baby. My ZAYD. At the hospital, they took us into a small room, the kind of room where bad news lives. A doctor walked in. Words came slowly. Brain aneurysm. We stopped the bleeding. But we don't know how much damage is done. Ali stood beside me, silent. Hassan gripped my hand. We waited. Hours blurred. Minutes bled into each other. Finally a nurse appeared. You can see him now, but just one at a time. I went in first. He looked so small in that hospital bed. Tubes, monitors, pale lips. I sat beside him, took his hand. You're okay, baby, Mama's here. I stayed all night, telling him stories. The first day he walked, his favorite bedtime joke. The day he dyed his hair blue and blamed the shampoo. Days passed. He didn't wake up. The doctors said it could take time, or it might not happen at all. Ali couldn't sleep. He paced, read medical journals, tried to stay strong. Hassan played songs at Zaid's bedside. Soft, hopeful, heartbreaking. A wire and broke down in the hallway. I can't lose him, Zoe. I can't. I held him, even though I was breaking too. Then came the hardest conversation. My life. The doctors called a meeting. It's been 10 days. We need to discuss options. I knew what they meant. Withdrawal of care. DNR. I couldn't breathe. Ali slammed his fist. No, we wait. Hassan spoke gently. What would Zaid want? We all went silent. What would he want? That night I sat with him again, just me. I whispered. Sweetheart, if you're tired, it's okay. But if you can, come back to me, please. I kissed his forehead. Then stood, reached for the door, and heard it. A cough. A whisper. Mama? I spun around. His eyes were open, flickering. He tried to sit up. I rushed to him. You're okay, I'm here. You came back. He smiled, weak but real. Had the weirdest dream. You and 2 brothers. I laughed through sobs. That was real, baby. That is real. Ali burst in, screamed, then tackled him in a hug. Hassan followed. Tears everywhere. Dude, you scared the life out of us. Zaid smirked, just trying to make life interesting. Recovery was long, but steady. Zaid had trouble speaking for a while, and walking, but he fought hard, and we were there every step. One evening while sitting under the garden light, Zaid said, I thought I lost time, but maybe I just gained clarity. I tilted my head. What do you mean? He looked at Hassan, at Ali, then me. I always wondered why life was so messy. Why love came in broken shapes, but now I get it. We weren't broken. We were rearranged, and we fit just the way we are. I held his hand. You've always been the glue, Zaid. The soul of this family. He smiled. I'm still the favorite, right? We all burst out laughing. That summer, we threw a party, not for birthdays, not for graduations, just for life. Zaid stood up during dinner, tapping his glass. To mistakes, to miracles, to messed up DNA, and the family that made it all worth it. We cheered. Cried. Together. In the end, it wasn't about blood, or biology, or documents. It was about love, time, loyalty, and truth. I wrote a book about everything. The tests, the switch, the discovery of Hassan, Zaid's collapse. I titled it, The Sons I Found Twice. Zaid did the cover art. Ali edited the chapters. Hassan composed a theme song that went viral. Our story was no longer a secret. It was a message about what it means to be a family. We now celebrate 2 holidays. Family Day, the DN, a test day, and Miracle Night, the day Zaid woke up. Every year, we light 3 candles. One for the past, one for the truth, one for the future, together as one. Because sometimes life breaks you, only to rebuild you stronger and full of light.